Peace to the gods, peace to the earths, and all of the righteous families of the planet. Assalamu alaikum. Peace to the gods, peace to the earths, and all of the righteous families of the planet. It's your big brother Fahiym, back again with another bill for the people. I just wanted to come, and I know this is something I haven't done in a minute, but it's just been a lot going on lately, and I felt the time is necessary. I wanted to build on one of the degrees today, while I had like a few minutes, just with so much stuff I've been seeing on the news, just in the media, with a lot of our sisters, this basically, you know, our black women are really, really, really out of control, and it's like I'm pretty much waiting for the time to come when, sisters are going to step forward and try to, deal with this situation. Like, yo, this is getting out of hand. When you look at a lot of the artists, these rappers now that are just, popping up, and all of their content is still pushing this whorish culture. Like it's so evident now. Like literally, it's like at some point you would think black women, all of these, uh, sisters that, back in the days, back in the mid 90s, I remember when the West Coast finally started to get involved into the rap game, and the, late 80s, early 90s or whatever, NWA and all of them, and, calling black women bitches, female dogs, you know what I'm saying? Like just mad disrespectful stuff. And black women were speaking out against that. They was like, yo, we're not being respected in the right manner, or, shown, the respect to us is not being shown in a positive light or the correct light. They had issues with that. And, people agreed, especially we agreed on the East Coast, because at the time, during the late 80s, early 90s, this was the era in hip hop where, you know, consciousness was really out there in the forefront. The Rakims and the Big Daddy Kanes and the, what I'm saying, like the Lakim Shabazz, the King Sons and the Poor Righteous Teachers and the Brand Nubians and the, I can go on and on and on. There was so many of them, even within the female sector of that genre. You seen Queen Latifah. Well, we say Queen Latifah today. I don't even call her that no more. I call what's her government name? Dana. I think Dana. I forget her last name, but yeah, she's not Queen Latifah no more. Because of course she's crossed over to the LGBTQ community, and she's into women, and she's I want to say she's married to a woman. So she's no longer a part of that respected group, in that sense of queens, black queens bringing out culture, black power. She's no longer in that conversation. But at that time, you had her, you had the sister Moni Love, out there, you had the Bahamadia, in Philly, and it's so many of them, you know what I'm saying? I think in the X Clan, there was a light skinned sister, you know what I'm saying? A little red bone sister that used to be spitting. She was, like, it's like back in the days, we had a variety. We could listen to the slut hoe stuff, or we could listen to the conscious, positive stuff. There was a variety to choose from. Today, that variety has been taken away completely. This is truly a time of darkness in black culture, in the music industry, music and entertainment industry. This is a time of darkness because there's no knowledge, nobody positive right now spitting some positive jewels out there, dropping jewelry for people to pick up. Nothing, nobody. These so-called Jews have completely, we can stop playing around now. and we know who it is. Come on, the same people Kanye pointed out. These people, look how they've manipulated. But their manipulation didn't just begin here, it just advanced. It actually began back around the time when Master Fard Muhammad, to whom praises are due forever, when he came over here and found his people over here in the Western Hemisphere. This is when the white man pretty much began his assault. In particular, the so-called Jews began their assault on the black god because he saw what was coming down the pipe. During the 1960s, this is a good example of, it showed the white man this is the power of that family unit or structure in the black community. I got to break that up. I got to get the black man out of there. I got to get to the black woman's mind. This is all like a race, basically. Think of it as like a race. Whoever wins, whoever gets to the black woman first, is the black god and it's the white god. The black god is the god of righteousness. The white god is the god of wickedness and evil, right? But they're both racing towards the black woman. Whoever can get her first, he wins. He wins. Because it's going to be like hell for the other god to try to get her now because she's already been gotten. Her mind has already been manipulated. So a lot of sisters are starting to see now that, man, maybe this was a trick. This whole feminist movement, this whole Me Too movement, this whole women liberation from back in the 60s. The white woman was screaming that out, but guess what? The black woman was right next to her screaming it out too. But from what I understand today, that was all just a psyop, if you will. Get some white women and put them out there. And that's not to say that white women weren't having trouble or discrepancies or whatever within their household with their husbands or whatever, and they felt like they weren't being treated equal. Of course, we know the white man is the original pimp or the original disrespecter of women. From the cave era, he was this. Back when they depict images of, cavemen clubbing a woman over the head, dragging her back to his cave to rape her or whatever. That's Caucasian people. That's white people. That's how they used to live. That's not racist. That's how they actually used to live. Due to history, you can see that. He's always disrespected his woman and never, ever seen her as equal to himself or even halfway equal to himself. Although they come from the same essence and the same source, black man and black woman, we come from the same essence and the same source. When you go through any African spiritual system and study that, you'll see that it was always a statue or a figure of a black man along with his black woman. Always. She's always been revered in the black community, whether it be here in America or abroad. She was always worshipped in that sense as the mother of civilization. Always. This whole disrespect of her and all of that, and her disrespecting herself, all of this is new. This is what we see going on in the new world, the so-called new world that the white man formed back in July 4th, 1776. And even before that, when the colonies were here, this is what he brought forth. So the white man has always, ever since Master Fard Muhammad woke us up to the knowledge of ourselves and gave us rules, laws, regulations to abide by, to follow. Because he said following these is going to make you successful. So he gave black man rules, regulations, and stuff to follow, and he gave black women the same thing. Most of his focus was on the black woman. As the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, 75% of his work is going to be with the black female. Yeah, the black man, they messed up a little bit too. We a little nutty and a little crazy too. But the difference is we have that type of intelligence that can go back and review certain events, in retrospect, and then we can correct those events or deal with those events to mentally cure ourselves of whatever trauma that we went through. Not in all cases, but black men can reflect. We're beings who are logical beings that we can plan. Women are not planners by nature. That's a male trait. Women are not creators. That's a male trait. That's a masculine trait. We do what the universe is doing all day long. Create. From out of darkness, we bring forth whatever image that we're trying to project and put out there for the people. So we imagined the image of a righteous black man and a righteous black woman. This is the image that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has always had in his mind. And he wanted us to grow together. He wanted the woman to help the man to bring forth the seeds, the children, so that they can grow into gods. Big, strong, powerful, magnanimous gods. They can be the same thing. But there's a system, a mathematical system that the first God laid down. He put this down for man and woman, more so to follow. So this is the reason why I would always, I remember hearing the older gods used to say, religion is really for women more so than men. Because it's to keep them in order, to keep them in line. Like they have to have a regimen, some sort of itinerary or something to go by every day. Time to do this. Okay, like children almost. Time to put that down. Okay, time to start doing this. Time to do, like they need that. They need that. They need that. With this system, they can stay on point and they can shroud themselves or guard themselves from evil actions or evil ways. Because right now, the black woman, as we can see, the female, her nature is whatever is in this world, whatever is in society that's popping, I'm going to be a part of it. Right? So this is the reason why as God, the black God, we created everything you see in existence. And then the female is to bow down and submit to that. And then learn and study from that. This is how she stays in line. This is how we implant or imprint our stamp of culture into her. Our stamp or seal of Muhammad, right? He was the seal of the prophets. So that one worthy of praise or that one who is praised much is the black woman. Why? Because I put that stamp, that seal on her. It's imprinted in her heart. She's what the scripture says, circumcision of the heart, right? This is what it's all about. Trying to bring her back to the essence, to the oneness, so she could be one with the God in his righteousness. So, it's just a lot that I wanted to build on today, but I wanted to build on the knowledge culture degree in our lessons in the 1 to 14, the Lost Found Muslim lesson number 1. What is the meaning of M.G.T and G.C.C? Answer: Muslim Girl Training and General Civilization Class. This was the name given to the training of women and girls in North America. How to keep house, how to rear their children, how to take care of their husbands, sew, cook, and in general, how to act at home and abroad. These training units were named by our prophet and leader of Islam, W.D. Fard. In my breakdowns, I said, 14th question, what is the meaning of M.G.C and G.C.C? Answer, Muslim girl training and general civilization class. This was the name given to the training of women and girls in North America, how to keep a house, how to rear their children, how to take care of their husbands, sew, cook, and in general, how to act at home and abroad. Master Fard Muhammad once stated, and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, that 75% of the work was for the black woman. The Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, due to the suffering and anguish and misuse of the female is the reason Allah came out of hiding after 66 trillion years to reveal himself. He taught us that because the Arabs misused the female almost 1500 years ago now, Allah revealed the Qur'an to the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Since the woman is said to be the feminine self of Allah, she is a very important part of the mystery to understanding God Allah and his ways. First, the scriptures say, you must become as a child to enter the kingdom of heaven. So the founder of the Nation of Islam called the females girls. He didn't call them women, even though they were women, 18, 19, 20, 21, 25. They were women. He called them girls. Some of the women took offense to the title, but in truth, the black woman is the most damaged of the sexes, and the devil has full power over her ways, actions even today. So God knew he would have to bring her back to the essence of her being and teach her the ways of her mother. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said once that Master Fard Muhammad wanted to show the black woman her mother's wardrobe. I think it was something like that. I'm paraphrasing that quote or that saying, or that I heard when I was in the Nation of Islam in federal prison. I remember one of the ministers said that one time, wanted to show her her mother's wardrobe, because we've forgotten about that. We wear these Italian, French, homosexual designers and transsexual designers, and we don't wrap our heads no more. We don't wear clothes that are baggy and stuff. No, it's everything out, everything exposed, everything skin tight. He had to reteach her how to keep up her household, how to properly take care of her children, and teach them, since the mother is the first teacher by nature anyway, the art of taking care of her husband, which most young black females have long forgotten. How to stop taking her spare money and buying the white man's designer clothing, walking the streets half dressed. How to cook the proper foods for her family, and how to stop spending money at these fast food restaurants, or death restaurants, basically, as the messenger would refer to them as. Because the food is not even real food half the time you're eating. It's some genetically modified, type of thing. How to cook her foods for her family, and how to stop spending her money at these fast food restaurants or death food restaurants. The most important, how to act like an intelligent lady and conduct herself in public, at home, and abroad. All of these are forgotten rules and principles most black women have long forgotten. This is one of the reasons the divorce rate is so high in the black community today. So the Muslim girl training and general civilization classes are essential and vitally important for our women. It will help them remember who they are in relationship to God and have the force and power to run the devil off of their mind or planet once and for all. Let me stop there right now just for a minute, because that was a whole mouthful of stuff that I said that we can see today that a lot of sisters, they're far, far, far from the blueprint that the God laid down for us to follow in order to be successful. Far from that. They don't know how to act at home or abroad. I was watching a video, I seen this chick, Sukiana, like she's over in Dubai, or it might have been somewhere in Europe. I can't remember where it was at, but all I know is she hopped off the plane talking about, I'm trying to get my coochie. I thought she was talking about scratch. She wanted a nigga to scratch the coochie. No, she's talking about stretch. I'm laughing, but it ain't funny. I want to get my coochie scratched. Scratched. And I'm just like, this got to be like a comedy skit. It can't be real. No, but it's real. But this is the same female who, when the young boy kissed her or whatever, or gave her a hug and tried to kiss, what's his name? Oh, Cyrus something. I don't know these young cats' names nowadays. But she was offended. And black women was like, oh yeah, he should know how to stop. When we say stop, that means stop. But when a slut or a prostitute hollers stop, I mean, that's why most of the men that was sitting there didn't really even react, because they like, you do all of this talking, big bad gal talking about what you gonna do to him, and you too young for me. Oh yeah, little boy, you can't handle this. Yeah. Why are you even entertaining that conversation with him? But now when he started getting real now, like in another interview I seen where somebody was talking to her, and it was a dude, and the dude started to get real ratchet. It's like, when he started to talk that sexual ratchet stuff back to her, it was like, oh, okay, all right, let's stop now. See, this throws a big monkey wrench in all of these, brothers in the conscious community that used to be on Sarnetta's channel talking about the black woman is God over the black man. The black man, we ain't no God. The black woman is God. This, I mean, come on. Like, we can judge properly now. We see what's going on. We've been seeing what's going on for the last 15 or so years, 20 years, since Lil Kim, you know what I mean? We've been seeing what's going on. The way black women, your God, chooses to represent herself. We come on, we got the tail of the tape now. Come on, let's stop acting like, oh, stop judging Fahiym. Oh, you judging they son. No, I can judge wisely now. I can judge accurately at this point because we see what's going on. Black women don't see nothing. They don't see no manipulation. Kanye West already called out the so-called Jews and told you who run Hollywood, who controls these images. But we're like, black women are just going over the cliff, over the ledge. They don't have the knowledge, so they go over the edge without having the knowledge. We don't even see that. You know what I'm saying? We don't even see it. And again, it's been going on since the 60s. Since the 1960s is when they first started. 60s, late 60s, early 70s, because they seen the type of black men that we were producing with a complete household of man, woman, and child. Long as the man is there, the father is there, the main important part of the puzzle is there, everything is okay. He gonna keep that family in line. He gonna keep that family in order. That's not to say some of his kids will go astray or run off and wild out. Some of his boys end up going to jail or turn into killers or whatever. That's not to say that, because that will happen. But if he had 5 boys, I could pretty much bet, you know what I'm saying, a strong black man with his woman there, or even without his woman being there, statistics still show that it's still a wholesome family. But when the man is not there and the single parent household now is just headed by a woman, a female, a girl, come on, we got the tail of the tape. Stop acting like I'm talking about people and I'm, see, these is one of those type of conversations that, when I talk about the white man, yeah, anybody like that, calling the white man the devil and yeah. But when I start talking about my own black people, calling black men out, calling black women out, it's not so fun no more. I'm not so cute to listen to no more. The message gets kind of, you know what I mean? The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that Master Fard Muhammad told him once that one day the devil is going to be in your household. He's going to be right in your homes, teaching your women. The messenger didn't know what he meant, because at that time there was no TVs, it was just radio, but then boom, now television. So once the black woman now was able to get fed these images, her learning process is a little different sometimes than the black man. She sees these images and in her mind, she's being tricked. It's not a coinky dink that the serpent came to the woman in the garden. The garden represents peace. There was peace in paradise there. But the scripture says the serpent now, who was more crafty and, he beguiled the female and came in and began to whisper in her ear. So now we get chaos. We get dissatisfaction and then ultimately chaos, what we see going on today. Nobody's saying nothing about it. None of the black women are outraged. Where's Sheila Jackson? Where's where's all these, where they at? Where's the black women preachers? You got ministers or, preachers out there that are females now who had churches, some of them have mega $1 million churches. Nobody's not saying nothing. Nobody's not saying nothing. There's a few sisters I like to watch their channels. The Muslim sister out of Chicago, Kendra, I believe her name is. And, what's her channel? Crimson Cure. Y'all check that out, man. Y'all subscribe to that channel, man. The sisters stay dropping information, important knowledge that women can grow from, young men can grow from, young black men, because you can see what's going on and not get caught up in the web. The sister Reva from Reva TV, I forget her name. Then the other sister from Dope Discussions, her channel, Danica from out of California, I believe, West Coast. Who else? There's a few sisters that's on the internet right now that are like the new Shahada Zara Ali's and the new, like they're really, really trying to get black women straight and trying to turn the mirror to their sisters and show them like, look, we're being manipulated. Look, they're manipulating us. Hey, cut it out. But all of this masculine and, behavior from the women is this is just out of control. I mean, the white man puts out the reality shows. basketball wives loving hip hop. And, we see black women out of control, going crazy. And now he's flipped it now and he said, okay, I got them. I'm going to flip it now and put it in the rap game. So now all of the rappers now that's getting on, all of the female rappers that's getting signed, you got to come on talking that whole shit. You got to come on talking that slut talk. You ain't with that? Nah, forget that Queen Earth conscious stuff. Don't come with that. You're not going to make no money with that. You're going to be underground. You know what I'm saying? This is what we see going on. The delusion is at an all-time high. All-time high. I watched something with Keke Palmer, and she has like this see-through thing, whining and grinding up on Usher, but she's in a serious relationship with another dude that she just had his baby. And it was crazy because black women was defending that, saying, hey, they ain't married. When he put a ring on it, then she'll act accordingly. Yeah, but he ain't putting like, that's really true. These black American women nowadays, even with a ring on it, they still on some slut thought behavior. I see it every day. But let's entertain that. Let's say, okay, yeah, when he put a ring on it, but let's flip the table. See, this is what you got to do. A lot of times I notice with, black women in particular, Western black women, black American women, you got to flip the thing around to show them, okay, say if a man was out there just doing whatever he want to do, and hey, whenever we get married, then I'll act according. But right now, hell, I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm mad hoes, going on trips with my mans in them, having wild parties, wild orgies, banging models. Would you, as a woman, want to choose that as a suitable mate for yourself? Think about that. But he's like, yo, when we get married, then I'll that don't even, like, all of a sudden that's just gonna stop. Once you get married, all that just poof stops. But this is what black women, black American women say, yo, until he put a ring on it, she could do what she want to do. She's free to do what she want to do. In other words, that translates into she could be a thought, she could be a slut. So what? Shit, if Usher wanted to call her back to the hotel that night and bang her out, okay, nigga, I'll be back. I'll see you in a little while when I get back. Stop all the fuss. I'm coming back to you. I'm just go get this nigga some ass real quick. Like, I mean, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And so the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, the last trick that Satan would play on the black man would be he would clean his woman up and send his woman after us. And I remember having this discussion, or it turned into a straight outright debate, heated debate between, some of the Muslim gods, and some of the Muslim gods in the Nation of Islam that's registered in the nation. I mean, yo, brothers was going at it about that because I can see that. Somebody had posted a picture of a black woman or thought it out and everything or slutted out, just, but it had the caption and it said, the messenger said, the final trick or the last trick Satan would pull on us would be to send his woman after us. But it wasn't a white woman. It was a black woman. And I was like, wow. So brothers was up in arms about that. Some of the brothers, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, he wasn't talking about that. He wasn't, And one brother played something from Minister Farrakhan. And, Minister Farrakhan was teaching on that what quote that the messenger said. And he prefaced what he said by saying the white man went into the lab one day and was like, oh man, these niggas about to figure me out. I'm gonna have to come with something different. So he cleaned up his woman, got her in the gym, working out, gave her some injections and the lips and the tits and the booty and, get her, some tan, so she could look a little darker and, now she look exotic, and put her out there to try to get us. And that worked. It worked for a little bit, but what I was trying to explain to the brother was, in the age of consciousness now, you got brothers that's Hebrew Israelite, you got brothers that's, Nation of Islam, you got brothers that's Moors, you got brothers that's, whatever, just any type of conscious organization or movement. Say if I'm the beast now and I want to infiltrate that, I see that the leader of that organization or some of the top ranking members in that organization aren't married. I know I can't send no white woman after them because they gonna, they can't have no she-devil. You know what I mean? They can't be walking around with that. They're not gonna get respected. They'll be ostracized quick walking around with something like that. However, I'm gonna get me a fine ass black woman and get her to play the part and put my mind in her mind and put her into that organization, and she'll ultimately probably marry one of these dudes, and now she's in there. Now, like, it's the art of war, baby. Deception. If you don't understand the science of deception, you can't fight nobody. It's like being handicapped. You can't fight. Who you gonna fight? And you don't understand deception. Very important. These training units were named by our prophet and leader of Islam, W.D. Fard. Allah, who came to us in the personage of Master Fard Muhammad, gave us these training units so we may one day rule over the white devil's civilization mentally, physically, and spiritually. When he came to us, he was first known as a prophet by some of the early followers. He was called Prophet W.D. Fard, but only Elijah was told his true identity and told not to reveal it until his departure. That was my breakdown of the 1 to 14. Of course, that last part is just dealing with our Savior, Master W. Fard Muhammad, who came in the year 1930. And on July 4th, 1930, he opened up the doors of the first Muhammad's Temple of Islam and began teaching our people. The white man, about a year or two later, realized what was going on and who this individual was. They immediately began infiltrating. They immediately began their campaign of war on the original people. The testosterone conspiracy that Dr. Wesley Muhammad spoke about and taught on, I would, encourage brothers to check that out. Very powerful, because that assault began in the 1930s, the late 30s. And we see today, this is why men and women are born talking about there's something else. Because the white man started genetically with foods and different things like that. The white man, the black woman is not, as I mentioned, she's supposed to take care of her husband, the children, and how to cook the proper foods for her family and stop spending money at these fast food death chains. This is her job. This is the black woman's job. She's supposed to be a scientist to go in the market. Or even if she doesn't go to the market, she may know how to farm. I think every black woman who's a housewife with multiple children, a husband and multiple children, should at least know something of farming. Some of the basic rudiments of farming, they should notice. Something as simple as dandelion can be a healer to the family. Knowing how to make different butters and ointments and stuff to, you know, what foods are nourishing for her children to eat. After they come off of her breast milk, what can I nourish my babies with to continue their growth and development? This is what the black woman is supposed to be. These black women today, they don't cook. Nigga, you taking me out? I want to go to Ruth Chris. I want to go to, you know what I'm saying? Cook. What Cardi B say? I don't cook, I don't clean, but I'll tell you how I got this ring. Yo, y'all don't see what's going on? When are we going to become outraged and stop it? When are the black women going to stand up and be like, yo, these divine evils, this synagogue of Satan, these so-called Jews got to stop this. That's it. That's it. Because all over the world now, they're saying that black women ain't shit. They used to say that about black men, which ironically, that was put out there by black American women judging the situation maybe off of one individual, making a decree off of one individual and what he did. So they started to propagate that. Black men ain't shit. Y'all niggas ain't shit. Black men ain't shit. Other people around the world heard that, but they didn't really believe that because they seen what was going on over in America. But today, fast forward today, universally, it's known that black American women ain't shit because of the images that y'all keep allowing to go out there of y'all. The Cardi B's and the Megan Thee Stallions, and like I said, Lil' Kim would be like a choir girl in this day and time. Back in 96 when she first came out, we was like, whoa. Big got her on that slut wave and, taught her how to talk all sexy. And that's crazy because even the chicks today, especially New York females, I guess they didn't catch that part in the movie or where Big told her, yo, dudes don't be feeling that when y'all be rapping all with the voice, you know what I'm saying? Yo, talking like that. Yeah, yo. Don't play with it, don't play with it, don't play with it. Like, yo. Dudes don't be liking that. They like to hear sexy, like use your feminine voice, but talk that freaky shit. Know what I mean? They didn't catch that part. They just caught the freaky part, but they didn't catch that part. So, Foxy Brown, she used to back in the day with the deep voice. And, now you got Glorilla with the deep voice. And you got, you know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. Like, the black woman is God? Brother Polite? Really? Young Pharaoh? You see how your whole theory just falls asunder? just, just broke through the floor. It can't stand on anything. Just like the flat earthers. Their theory doesn't stand on nothing. Nothing. You can't show and prove that in nothing in nature. Same thing with the black woman being God. You have nothing to stand on right now to support that misteaching. The black man is God. See, I power her. That's how it is in my cipher. She don't power me. I power her. I teach her the culture of Islam and how to live a righteous, clean, productive life. And she takes that knowledge and she distributes it throughout the world and to the babies, to the young. She creates that first positive image that the babies have to see when they come out the womb. Male and female. Young girls are not getting that image today. We got these single mothers, no man is around, and they're raising monsters in the hood. We see that. Because when you look at their attitude, you can see that it's a product of them. When you look at some of these black men out here, look at the murder rates. Niggas ain't letting nothing slide. They catch you with your moms, your granny, your kids. They trying to wet you up. They trying to air something out. They don't care. This is black women. They don't care. And they're uncheckable. The white man couldn't have picked a better mold to put his mind in. Couldn't have picked a better person. Because ain't nobody checking black women. Nobody. It's almost like we know they're crazy, they're off the chain right now, but it's like, shh, don't say that. It's almost like a retarded person I mentioned one time. You know, you see somebody that's, you know, like, and you be like, hey, look at that retarded guy over there. Like, hey, don't say that. That's mean. Stop. It's not that he's hitting you, telling you to stop because he disagrees with you, that he's not retarded. Stop saying that. No, he is retarded, but don't say that. That's almost like black women now. It's like we see they're retarded, they're out of control, but just don't say that. So this is what we live in, you know. We live in a world today where, you know, savage black men, basically they brag to each other about how many women they slept with. Savage black women, they brag to other women about how many niggas they got. How many niggas is paying something. I got this nigga paying my rent. I got this other nigga over here paying my car note. Got this other nigga over here, he get my hair and my nails done. I got this other nigga over there. And she's hitting all of them off sexually. You know, you got to keep them, you know. So all that freaky deaky stuff you think she's just doing with you, she's doing that with about 5 or 6 or 7 other dudes. But them niggas is paying something. It's crazy. This is the reason why the passport bros and all of that is like, yo, it's gaining more momentum as time goes on. Brothers is like, yo, I heard a dude say the other day, like, yo, I don't even want no girl no more. I'm going to just go, you know, I got some hooker chicks I be messing with. You know, chicks already have it to say, yo, I don't F for free. You know, so chicks is trying to get their bread up. Dudes is like, yo, I got like 2, 3 chicks. I hit them off or whatever, and I go about my business. I don't have to deal with the headache, oh, it's her birthday, I got to take her out, or, you know, the holiday, I got to get her a gift, I got to bring her flowers, niggas don't want that. And he's telling me this, and I'm just like, wow. So this is what it's really come to. That used to be shameful for dudes to be like, you know, I'm paying for sex, I'm paying for the coochie. Now dudes say that, yo, I pay for it, how much? Yo, shorty, how much? Because they don't want to deal with all of the other stuff that in the long run they're going to end up spending way more having to deal with divorce lawyers and court things, and he's got to give up half of it. I mean, that's way, they don't want to do that. So dudes is like, yo, I'm paying. Over here I got a few shorties. When I go abroad, go over to DR for the summer, I got a shorty over there. I'm paying. I don't want no girl. That's crazy. When society becomes like that, you know we're in some serious stuff when you see society beginning to decline like that. As I close, family, during the early part of the 19th century, or the 20th century rather, black people had the highest rate of marriage among any other ethnic group. Fast forward today, it's just continuously declining. Single parent households, not headed by the father, but single parent households headed by the mother, raising these children all by herself. No man around. Her focus is a little bit on her children, but she don't want to grow old and hit the wall and be 60, 70 years old, lonely with no man. So she's still out there trying to catch a nigga. So the TV, the devil is raising up our babies now in the household, and there's no father there to check anything. So this is the reason why we see society declining today the way it is. The wise people of this planet judge a nation by the condition of the female. So when you come over here to Black America, to the Western Hemisphere, and you look at our women over here, that just tell you what type of monsters we got running through the hood. That should let you know that America is truly a wilderness, as the great savior W.D. Fard said. So with that being said, family, not to make this too long, I just had that on my mind, and I said I want to touch on this degree, the knowledge culture degree, because our culture definitely, we're going to have to get it together in order to gain that power and refinement, right? That 1 and that 4 should bring forth that 5. You know what I'm saying? So in order for us to gain that power, we're going to have to get our knowledge and our culture in line with divine righteousness, divine revelation, divine harmony, peaceful bliss. We're going to have to find that again amongst male and female, because if we don't, you already see what's going on. Again, we got the footage and everything to look right now, so there's no need to guess. We see what's happening. These so-called Jews, this synagogue of Satan, is really, really, really put the gas on us now. What are you going to do, Black God? What are you going to do, Queen Mother Earth? Figure it out. With that being said, family, I'll leave you as I came in the greeting words of peace. We say it in the Arabic language. Assalamu alaikum. Peace to the gods, peace to the earths and all of the righteous families of the planet. Peace.